A few days have passed since Israel Adesanya reclaimed his belt, and Alex Pereira has finally broken his silence. In a video uploaded to his very own YouTube channel, Pereira shared his thoughts on Adesanya mocking his son during his post-fight celebration. Pereira spoke entirely in Portuguese, so I'll be using an official translation. In the video, Pereira refers to Israel as a child. Quote, "Honestly, I wouldn't do the same. I can play with him like I've always played. I've teased him, but I don't know. He's another child. I don't know what his feelings were. He was enduring this for 7 years, and I saw his joy after the knockout. That was his dream. That was his dream, and he made it. But we're comparing with a child who was 5 years old at the time, right? I knocked him out at UFC 281. I won the belt, and my kid wanted to do the same thing up there. I told him, no, stop, don't do it. Stay here, don't do anything. I'm a conscious guy about everything I'm saying here, and I wouldn't do it. If Israel did it and felt better that way, okay, it's a relief he had. And if he thinks it's better for him, okay, that won't change anything for me." End quote. But it seems there is no beef between the two fighters. Alex said they had a respectful conversation backstage at UFC 287, and Adesanya mentioned he wants to visit Brazil sometime in the near future. Pereira wrapped up his video by saying that he will never quit and promises to come back stronger than ever. Next, in big fight news, Chael Sonnen reveals that Khamzat Chimaev will fight Paulo Costa next at UFC 294 Abu Dhabi in October later this year. Costa and Chimaev will be the co-main event, while Islam Makhachev is expected to main event that card. Makhachev will fight the winner of Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush, which is set to take place next month. Next, Jorge Masvidal responds to cheating allegations. After their fight on Saturday, Gilbert Burns accused Masvidal of greasing. Burns explains that he was unable to get the finish he wanted because Masvidal felt extremely slippery. Gilbert says it's an old trick of lotioning your body and showering multiple times to achieve that slippery effect on fight night.
100%. I do believe. I know those old tricks that those guys do. They wake up on Sunday and they take the first shower and they pass a lot of lotion on the body. And the lotion goes, like the skin absorbs the lotion, and then you do that. After 3 hours you do it again, and then after you do it again, and then after you do it again. Whenever you start sweating a lot, I'm telling you, I'm not, oh, maybe not, 100% he was so slippery. Whenever you guys, if you guys have watching the highlights, try to see, you're gonna see like he's bright, his skin's bright, that guy. I gotta give it up to this guy. The guy has all the tricks.
Jorge Masvidal denied the accusation, stating that he's never cheated in his career. Jorge fires back that maybe Gilbert should be blaming his poor technique instead.
There was like 3 commissioners backstage. There's numerous people backstage besides USADA. I've never greased. I've never been caught for cheating or anything. Maybe I'm the sweatiest, he knows, but I've never greased. I've never put on anything in my life. Maybe he should blame his technique for, not being able to do anything but just holding the gun. The referee was there touching me constantly and breaking us up and moving us around. You're telling me he couldn't feel if I had grease? He knew the difference between that and sweating.
Masvidal was annoyed that Gilbert would try to slander his name on his very last fight.
I've never cheated. I'm not about to cheat, I've never even had a point taken away from me in all my 50-something pro fights. So for this guy to try to slander my name on my last one, whatever, bro.
Next, Leon Edwards is not happy that Jorge Masvidal lost. Despite Dana White declaring Colby Covington the #1 contender multiple times now, Leon instead had his eyes set on a fight with Jorge Masvidal. All Jorge had to do was win his fight against Gilbert. However, that was not the case. Leon tweeted after the fight that Jorge fumbled the bag once again, and goes on to say that no one in the division is deserving of a title fight, and asks the fans who he should fight next. As this is an obvious jab against Colby Covington, Colby reacted to Leon's tweet saying it's Leon's responsibility to fight the next contender in line.
I think it's hilarious, and that's why the fans can't identify with him, because it's your responsibility, guys, when you become the champion of this company like I've done myself, that you fight the next contender in line. You know, I'm not surprised. He's afraid. He knows the matchup's the hardest matchup he's ever going to have in his life, and he knows I'm coming to take everything he worked for.
Colby also claims that Dana has assured him that Leon would be stripped of his title if he refuses to fight him. Next, Belal Muhammad is willing to move to middleweight if he doesn't receive the fights he wants. Belal is not interested in fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov next because he won't fight someone behind him in the rankings again after doing that with Sean Brady. Belal says if they don't give him a title shot, then he's interested in fighting former champion Kamaru Usman.
For me, that's just going backwards again. I just went backwards to fight Sean Brady, another undefeated prospect who they thought was the next big thing. There's guys ahead of me that didn't have fights. I'm looking at Kamaru Usman. He was the former champ, the guy that they all consider the GOAT of the division. Nothing but respect, but it's like, if that's the guy, that name that's finally going to get me over the top, I'm like, I'm on an 8-fight winning streak. What else do I need to do? Give me the former champion, and he's number 1 right now. Like Dana says, oh, Kobe's number 2, so he deserves it. So like, all right, well, give me the number 1 guy, and then there's nobody that could get ahead of me, right?
But if the Usman fight or a title shot fails to happen for him, then Belal would rather move up to middleweight and fight either Sean Strickland or Khamzat Chimaev.
I think at that point, I'm just going to go to 185, honestly. I'm going to go look for Chimaev again. He moved up. I can fight at 185. I'm not worried about it, so I'll move up, look for him. Maybe he'll finally come out and play that again, because it's like, all right, I made it to the top in 170, 185, I'll do the same thing. If I'm not going to get a title fight, just give me the fights that really get me excited. Give me like a Sean Strickland, somebody that I dislike, somebody that I hate, that'll be fun to punch in the mouth.
If you want to know more about why Israel Adesanya mocked Alex Pereira's son after his win, click this video.